What is up, guys? Your boy Raven here today, and today I want to talk to you about rotation, about what will change, about my concerns, and what I think. I know it's a little bit late to the party, like we talked about it day after on the stream, but it took me a day to actually, like create a video on that, to think about it due to Easter, right? We got Easter's, Easter break, Easter holiday, so Happy Easter, by the way, and let's just jump right into what we have. So we're gonna read the whole announcement, and I'm just gonna go point by point and what I think about it, what I think about certain points, because there are certain things I do like, and there are certain things I don't like, and I'm super concerned about. All right, so let's just jump right into it. We're gonna see it right over here, right, like right where's my hand. You will see the full statement. It's on pokebeach.com, so that's a website that I'm using, but also you have it officially on Pokemon website. So let's go point by point. So first things first, as we all know, the rotation is gonna have Ultra Prism and upwards, right? Like those are the sets that we all knew, right? Because Ultra Prism was the first, set that had a Prism card, so it makes total sense. With next year's rotation is gonna be definitely a team up upwards, right? So this is really good, and that's what we could have predicted. But let's go. So the season 2020 starts July 1st, and here I have to stop. Okay, so listen, starting the season July 1st can mean two things. First, it's a good thing if you want to get to the Worlds, because that might mean that they won't have more people being eligible to play World Championships in the 2020 season, which is fantastic, right? Because normally season started way after, like 3 weeks after Worlds, right? That was prior years, so less time to gather points, less time to get the points you need for the World Championship. Now, like it's a 1 2 like at least 2 months, almost 3 months more to the season, which is really cool. And for people that do not, have places, or are, they are scared that, oh man, I only can attend like 2 challenges and 2 cups, and oh my god, like they give you one more season, right? Because you get a full almost unbroken bonds full season with almost full unified mind season, which is good. So that means that 3 challenges, you can attend 2 cups at least, and it will give you definitely more points towards worlds. But we still know that only 2 best challenges finishes and 2 best challenges cups are counting towards worlds. But this also means that you have more chances to get those best results. So that is good. But here's my concern: if they're starting at month 2 3 earlier, would that mean that also they will increase the amount of points you need to acquire towards World Championships? I think this is something that they should clarify right away. Like, hey guys, listen, even though the season starts earlier, the points are staying the same. Because especially now, I know for European people and Australian, it's a lot easier because they have less points. But what people don't realize that here, the traveling costs and everything, especially if you live in a country like mine, like Poland, you don't have euro as a currency, which it makes a lot harder, and not anyone can afford to go to all the regionals that are all around the Europe. So definitely, this is a huge problem. What else? Um, well, if they're gonna increase, then definitely a lot less people. I think maybe not a lot less, but the gap is gonna only increase, and less people will be in the world, definitely, especially from my country and countries that do not have euro as a currency in Europe. But if they're gonna leave the amount of points on the same level that it is right now, I think this is a great move, because now more people can get into. So like it is like two-sided things, right? You can either leave it like it is with points towards World Championships, because that's what it's all about, and let more people in and make it more like bigger event, right? Create a huge event or you can increase the amount of points and make it smaller, more prestigious, but also a lot harder and a lot grindier towards it. So we'll see where this is going, right? So this is my first concern about that. But let's go further. However, the rotation will not occur until August 15th, 2019. Okay, so normally we had rotations around 3 weeks after World Championship, so it was around 20th of September, 19th, depending on the world's date, but that was around that, third week of September. And I thought, for a long time that it's great, but at the same time, there were times when I felt like, what, rotation should be worlds are ending, bam, we have rotation, like not this 3 week transitioning period, because no one will play in that format. No one will actually want to be in that format anymore. And then making rotation a day, because I believe it's a day. Yeah, it is a day before World Championships. I think here, I feel like it's good and a bad thing. Again, good and a bad thing, two sides of things. So definitely the first thing, I'm going to start with the bad thing, right? So Worlds were always the place where you said goodbye to those decks, when you said goodbye to the cards that made the format, that were made, that were the staples. So in this year, definitely we're saying goodbye to Zoroark, Guzma, right, yeah boy, and many other cards. Basically we're saying goodbye to decks. If you think about Zoroark deck, right, Tapu Lele, Lycanroc, like, this is a goodbye to the whole deck, and we will not have that on on the grand stage. We're gonna have this goodbye on maybe a challenge or a cup, which kind of is something that I do not like, because I think they should have done a rotation on 19th of August. So worlds are ending, we said goodbye to the decks, go and play, guys, go and play. So that is the bad thing that I don't like. But on the other hand, I do like the fact that we're gonna have super fresh format for the world. The worlds are not gonna be boring. Because remember last year we almost every deck was the same. We had turn one Tapu Lele, Bridget, Zorua, Tapu Lele, Bridget, Zorua. It was all the time like that, and it made kind of worlds boring. So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to make World Championships exciting again. Because let's be honest, we're not gonna know what decks are gonna be played since the rotation is not gonna happen before. So even in the regionals that can happen. I don't have the dates right now. But let's say the regionals are happening, I don't know, just before Unified Minds. It's still not gonna be not the same format. Let's say even Unified Minds is gonna be legal on that regionals. Still not the same format as Worlds. So this is super exciting, and it adds additional layer of difficulty, because normally we had a summer set, and the first tournament that the summer set was legal were the World Championships. Like that's where we had Rayquaza, Bennett last year, right? Fantastic decks that they were countered later in the year with like Sylvan Control, many other decks. But the thing is, it is gonna be really hard, but also it will make an exciting thing to watch, because you will not know what to expect completely. And I think from company point of view, you want to make that exciting. You want to drive as many players to watch, because it makes a profit. Let's be honest. You are the company. You want to make a profit. The more people watch your tournaments, the better, right? So we want to make it exciting for that. So honestly, I think from like finance point of view and company's point of view, it is great. From a player point of view, like especially I think a pro might be angry at that, and I think from the even casual, I think for me, because even though I stream a lot, but I've talked to a lot of you guys, on Twitch, on Discord, and even you were like, man, I want to say goodbye to that deck. I want to I hate Zoroark, but I wanted to say goodbye to him, like proper way. And well, we'll see where this is how it's gonna develop. If it's gonna continue next year or not. I think the rotation should be day after Worlds, just day after, right? That's what I would do. The season that starts July 1st, fantastic. That is a great news if they're not gonna change the points towards World Championships, and that's the concern of mine with the statement of them, that they should have said, hey guys, season starts here, those are the points, like clear rules. Everything should have been clear, right? Crystal clear. But we know that with Pokemon it's never like that. Let's be honest, as for example, did you know that as of right now, tournament organizers can actually sanction events for 4 players only. That was something that we as a league or tournament organizer did not even receive an email about, that there's new tournament organizer app to download, right? That was kind of odd and weird, but okay, great addition, great moving forward. But again, sometimes the communication and sometimes what is up is super hard with Pokemon, and that's where I think a lot of concern might be going, and might be happening, especially on my part with the World Championships, because I'm really scared that they're gonna increase it, and really, like, for me it's gonna be even harder than it is right now. And I know you can say, like, oh man, but you live in Europe, like you have few. I'm like, yeah, but the travel, I know travel costs anywhere are annoying. But I think if they would go, because they might also change that, and if they're gonna do, you're gonna hear it first. But I would like them to also change, like, hey, not only 2 best finishes, but 3, because it's hard to find league in certain countries, and not anyone can actually go to regionals at the same time as well. So if someone is like me, when we started our own league, just because there was none in the area. I know we are focused on league challenges, like cup on our league, so it's not always possible to just go and drive away. But let's continue with the statement, because I went kind of off topic. So importantly, this means that the 2019 World Championships, which take place August 16th and 18th, will be first major tournament to use the 2020 format and the rules as currently listed. So as we talked, so we're right over here. For the other competitions taking place this summer, be sure to check the event's rules and regulations before attending. And we're back to this statement, right? Check the rules before attending the tournament in the summer. So this basically means this. I think honestly, this allows certain tournament organizers to say, hey, you know what, guys? Starting July 1st, we're playing with rotation. That's kind of how it sounds like, that it allows leagues. I think that would be a good thing. Let's be straight on that. But it allows certain leagues to say, hey, it's a brand new since 2020 season. Let's play with with rotation. Sorry, rotation hits faster for you guys. So again, something good and something bad, because if the tournament organizers are not honest and people are gonna show up, or they will realize that a week before the tournament, like, hey guys, sorry, we're playing with a new format, that can mean that even faster, people are really, like, we all like our decks, we love our decks, we want them to be valid for as long as they can, because not anyone can afford changing decks all the time, right? So it is gonna be shock for those people, because you're gonna be suddenly have to sell a deck and everything faster than you thought, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. You have to change your whole deck, you have to find a new deck. You can't test the new format in the online, because online everyone will still play the old, because rotation hits a lot earlier, and yeah, it's gonna be super hard to find yourself in it, and it's confusing. I think they should not done this statement for other competitions taking place this summer. They should get rid of it. It's like, hey guys, rotation, hard point, that's gonna be in the game, bam. not given, not given a gap, or not given, a certain rule to debate. Because as of, a tournament organizer, as a judge, I would be, I am torn. Because on the one hand, I really want to play in the new format starting July 1st, or like during the summer, because I know the summer is like an off season, like not a lot of people play, there's not a lot of people in the leagues, so it's not always crowded, which is okay. But at the same time, I don't want to go to my own league and say, hey guys, listen, I know you just bought like those cards 5 days ago, sorry, they are not legal, or you can't play with them because we have the brand new season, or league challenge with the new format. Of course, I think probably I'm just gonna post on my Facebook group, and we're gonna have a debate with the community about it. If we want like one league challenge with the brand new format, to see how it goes, or one maybe one league, just to see, because league is non-competitive for us. But I think that if stores are gonna do that, and if the stores are selling singles, that might be a profitable time for those stores. Let's go even further. The standard format for 2020 will consist of the following expansions: Sun and Moon Ultra Prism and After. That's what we know. A Black Star promo card numbered SM94 and up. Cards from the following products: Dragon Majesty and Detective Pikachu. So the mini sets are still legal, as we all knew. It is okay, we all knew that. But starting with 2020 season, and that struck me the most, because I'm gonna read it and then we're gonna go, because you might not know what I'm talking about. Cards from McDonald's collections will be legal in the standard format if they're functionally identical to a card that is currently legal in the standard format. For example, Magnemite McDonald's Collection 2018 8 out of 12 is functionally the same card as Magnemite from Sun and Moon Ultra Prism, so it can be used in the standard format. New expansion will become legal for tournament play on the third Friday of the month as they are released. Okay, so let's take it slower. So first things first, normally when the McDonald's hit the shelves, the McDonald's promo stayed the card stayed for one more year, right? So for example, around last October, I believe October, November, we had Eevee as a promo for McDonald's, right? The Eevee from Sun and Moon that can evolve when you put energy on it, which all of us thought, okay, great, they're doing Jolteon, they're doing all those evolutions, so we have this for one more year because it was just released. It's great. We had the McDonald's promo. Now what is happening, they are basically saying no, not legal anymore. So on one hand, they just giving us a treatment of the same kind as you have old cards. So if you have let's say Ultra Ball from Heart and Gold Soul Silver, you can still use it if it's Ultra Ball, and if it's it functions identically to what it is in standard, right? So it makes sense definitely for them, because imagine people can't get McDonald's promo right now because they are limited time, and if you did not got it, sorry, right? But it would also create this thing that, okay, so McDonald's promo, was that, there is a lot of confusion sometimes with the McDonald's promo, so they're actually saying, okay, you know what, McDonald's promo one thing, but you have to keep track on what is actually in standard or what's actually in the set and in the format. You can play the McDonald's promo, but treat it as an alternative art, not treat it as a separate release, which is, I think, good and bad, because I'm losing Eevee, but it's gonna be less confusing. And definitely new expansions will be legal on the third Friday, so 3 weeks. I think they should get rid of it. Sorry, but I do not like it. If there's a new set, I think there should be like 1 week transitioning period, and I should be able to play it, right? I think really 1 week is okay. Like even the Magic Gathering does not have the transitioning format. It's like New set, bam, it's legal already. So here, the 1 week would be really okay. I think 1 week is enough time for players that are playing regionals or internationals, whatever they're playing, to get a hold of it. Because people going to those events know the cards in advance, and I don't think they're not prepared for a situation like that. Don't get me wrong. I honestly think people are gonna be playing World Championships this year. After European internationals, they're gonna be testing the new format. Like they're gonna start at this point, because first things first, due to Japan being up ahead of us, they can know majority of the cards that are gonna be in Unified Minds. They know a majority of the trainers, so they can start thinking about something, which is good, and it's not that big of a surprise. So, all in all, from this huge video from me, how I, what is my, final opinion on that rotation of the format. I think it's great, but the statement that the Pokemon, the announcement that they've made makes a lot of room for those little things that can, ruin the game, or that can, actually be manipulated, which I don't like. I don't like that. I want everything to be crystal clear. Like, hey, listen, we got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whole alphabet. That's it. Not like, sorry guys, check your local whatever tournament rules. No, just give us the rules. Like, you are the guys to give us the rules. We have to obey by the rules that you give me. Right? There's nothing, complicated about that. Right? So they could have easily said, like, hey, guys, rotation is July 1st. Bam, let's go for it. Screw it. Let's make it July 1st. This is the new season, July 1st. Let's go for it, since, why not? Not like, giving it to tournament organizers and like, guys, if you want, do the rotation. Because it really is weird, because, depending on the place you are, you do not always have access to those new cards, or you do not always think up ahead. And it brings me to my point. Like, I know that in the day, because I'm playing, next weekend, internationals in Berlin. So I know that after the tournament, I'm basically selling half of my deck. Like, I'm leaving half of my deck there, because it's not going to be legal anymore. I don't know what people are going to decide that they want to do, because maybe people in our league want to play in the brand new format, right? So I know that now it's going to be like massive selling. Like, people are going to mass sell a lot of stuff, especially on July 1st, when they're going to realize, hey, my local game store just figured that they can, make more money if they're going to put a plug on rotation right now, and they will rotate stuff now. So mass selling is going to happen there, what means that a lot of cards will lose value overnight. And I honestly think, maybe not the July 1st, maybe somewhat, like, I think July 1st is going to start, and cards are going to start losing value. So I said that, like, I am okay. I can create a nice, electric type deck out of what I have, since, of course, like Lele, Eevee, Coco, they are rotating out, but there's still Jirachi, there's still Pikarom, there's still, Zeraora, there's still many other cards that I can do. But if I would be Zoroark player, I would be screwed. And I have that in my home, because my fiance plays Zoroark. And she basically, has no clue what to do. Like, she has to figure out the whole new deck post-rotation, which on one hand is great, but it kind of leaves to open interpretation if we're gonna have the new format or not. And I know that people in my country, because that's what I know, are mass selling their decks right now. And I'm not even joking. Like, even today, because every day I woke up, like, check the groups as I'm laying in bed. Like, I see tens offers, like, hey, this is a Zoroark deck, Zoroark, Lucario, Lycanroc deck. This is this deck. This is this deck. It's those cards, and you see those listings, and you're like, wow, the prices are gonna go down, because there's only so little people that can buy this amount of cards that are gonna rotate out pretty soon. So if they would not, make this little here for the competitors taking place this summer, be sure to check the events rules and regulations before attending. That's what I don't like. But the rest, we'll see how the year goes. Hopefully they will not change the points towards worlds. I hope they will change, a little bit of the rules about the worlds. So you have 3 best, not 2 best runs in challenge or in cup. And I would love to see some changes to the rules about languages and a few other stuff. But that is a dream of a chopped down head, as they say. But guys, what do you think about rotation? I'm throwing the ball to you. What do you think about rotation? What are your thoughts about all those statements that Pokemon made? What are your opinions on that topic? I want to hear them down there in the comments or live on Twitch, because we had a great conversation about it prior to that. Like, I'm gonna do a separate video and gonna talk about cards that are gonna rotate out and my ideas of decks, because don't worry, I prepared few decks that might work post rotation. So before July 1st you will definitely see on the channel at least 5 to 6 decks that you can bring after rotation hits, or maybe in your local game store rotation hits. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to check out us live on Twitch. It's Raven Cold Centric. It's right over here, right? This. And if you're gonna be in European Championships, European International Championships, you can. I'm gonna be wearing this hat. You can come by, say hello, I will tell you to sign the cards, because I really want all of you to sign the cards for me or something, so I can put them right there, like behind me, not like comic books, but like really behind me, or maybe a playmat that I will have and you'll sign it for me. I'll be really happy about that. And down there below we have a 5% discount on anything you would purchase on Professor Oak, and you can support the channel by doing that. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Raven loves ya. Goodbye and good night.